as you know, the amount of violent crime in the state has skyrocketed over the last few years. And this is not a problem that's just emerged. I mean, basically, politicians have been talking about this problem since like 2016. I remember the gubernatorial debates. It was like one of the top issues. Last time it was a big issue. And the amount of violence has just continued to rise. In fact, in Wilmington last year, more people were killed in the city of Wilmington through shooting homicides than ever in the city of Wilmington. It is seen as one of the most dangerous cities in the entire United States. And so something has to be done. And so what I do, like I tell people, I know a lot of people, both Republicans and Democrats, that are experts in different areas. I'm a person that I have a lot of these contacts. And so what I did is I got a bunch of people together. I mean, because I'm not like this grand wizard person that understands everything and sits down and does it all by myself. I'm an individual that says, okay, here's a problem. Here's what we got to do. And let's find the right people to implement it. So what I did is I went and I got a group of people together, made a policy committee, and we came up with this plan. And it deals with the violence in Delaware and how to reduce it. And amazingly enough, back in 2015, the Centers for Disease Control went ahead and released a report talking about violence in Delaware. And so I read through that report, and yet I don't think really hardly anything's been implemented on it. And we use that as our cornerstone or a basis, and that's how we came up with the plan. There's three major components, as you talked about in the initiative. One is the investigation component. And really what it is, it's just a comprehensive effort getting all the justice partners, as I call them, across the state involved. And that includes all the police departments. The Attorney General's office itself has close to 50 investigators. And so get everybody together in a collaborative effort, including the feds, in investigating these matters. The other part is the prosecution component, and that is we're going to have a special unit put together with experienced prosecutors. And what they're going to do is they're going to focus on these crimes and pretty much these crimes alone. We're going to be going to trial. Okay, they're going to be told, you know, if you're a violent criminal, if you're shooting people, we find you involved in a lot of gun crime, you're going to jail. And we're going after the lead charges. No more sweetheart deals. No more of these, you know, we're going to go ahead. You know, basically my understanding is the current Attorney General saying of all the gun cases out there, everything involving cases, guns, she gets a 80% conviction rate. 80% of them are being pled out or whatever on convictions. What she's not saying is they're given a lesser charge, like the drug charge. And they're going ahead and they're pleading to that and they're dropping the gun charges. Now, we have to go ahead and focus on the gun charges. People who are prohibited that shouldn't have a firearm. People using firearm in crimes. We got to focus on that, and we got to put those people away. They're dangerous, and they're the ones causing a lot of this problem. So we're going to have a special unit, seasoned prosecutors that are going to be going to trial on these, and they're going to be putting people away. And while we're doing that, there's going to be federal involvement. If we find out the feds have a statute that's stronger and will put people away for longer, we're going to go to the feds and we're going to work with them and let them go ahead, like the U.S. Attorney's Office, and let them go ahead and charge people criminally in the federal system and let them go away for a long period of time. And what's nice about the federal system, they don't go away in Delaware, they go away somewhere else. So they lose contact with all their buddies and their family and all. You know, when you go away on a federal charge, you're really put away. And so we'll go ahead and we'll look into that. We're going to involve our police partners. We're going to have training sessions on the best way to get ready for cases, ethical considerations when you're doing an investigation, how to best complete the investigation, get it ready for trial. And then we're going to have special prosecutors in investigations. There's one thing that's very rarely used in Delaware, which is a huge hammer, and it's called RICO. It's the Racketeering Act. And what happens in Delaware, we have what they call Little RICO because it's a state statute. And if it's a criminal organization, meaning that they've committed three or more, it's a group of people who have committed three or more of these serious crimes.
Like a gang, essentially.
Right. Like a drug gang or a gang that's just violent or whatever. Then what happens is you can go after them under RICO, and you can put them away for a long time. There's civil penalties attached. Basically, you can destroy the organization. If you read the report, that's what the feds used against Al Capone, if you remember. They didn't go after him for shooting people or things like that, for tax evasion. That's the reason they got him, and they put him away on that. So that's the other component of the prosecution. The final one is the community-based research. We have to get to the root cause of all this violence. And that's what the community-based research is concerned about. That's what the CDC did in its report. It talked about having community-based research, and they showed a number of criteria on what kind of person is the person that's going to become the shooter, is going to be the violent individual. And basically, we have to figure ways to combat that through counseling, through the different organizations. And so that's what that, as a continuation, basically, of what the CDC started. It was never really picked up by the state of Delaware.